Hello fashion lovers, you're welcome to Rock That Fashion TV. Today we'll be making a princess dot bustier. Yes, you heard right, a princess dot bustier. I'll be giving you some tips and some tricks on how to cut a good fitted bustier. So right now we'll take our vertical readings. The shoulder to the bust, the shoulder to the under bust, half length, and usually I give 2 inches for my trimming allowance. We'll mark the same thing over the shoulder to the bust point, shoulder to the under bust, shoulder to the half length, and trimming allowance. I'll make a straight line. After ruling out my lines, I will label them as not to get confused, especially for beginners. Now I'll take my measurement from my bust point to the under bust. Whatever I get there, I transfer it up as seen in the video. We call it the upper bust. This helps to determine the depth of our neck, especially when you're making princess dot bustier. You need to take note of this. Now I'll take my bust to bust measurement, divide it by 2, and mark out my readings. I mark it down on bust line, the under bust, and the half length. I'll connect the lines from the bust point down to the trimming allowance, and after that I'll go ahead and mark half inch inward. But before that, I would quickly go to my shoulder and get my standard. My standard is 338. Mark the shoulder slant, that's 1 inch. For this tutorial, I'll be using a different neckline because this is a princess dot bustier. And I'll mark out my readings to form my neckline. And afterwards, I'll rule out my shoulder slope If you are new to this channel, I would suggest you go check out my video on how to draft the basic bodies. There I dropped a formula for marking out or getting your armhole. I'll drop the link in the description box below, so please check it out. Now, to know the amount of that we'll take in, we'll measure from our bust point to the half length, which is the waist. Then divide what we got by 4 and add ½ inch allowance. So in this case, it's giving me 2, and I marked 2 from my under bust to my trimming allowance. Now I'll mark ½ inch down at my bust point and make an arc, touching the under bust and the ½ inch I marked. Go to the armhole line, we divide it by 2 to get the midpoint. Now watch closely. I'll measure from my bust point to my half length. I'll divide my answer by 4, which is 1.5 in this case. Then I'll separate the 1.5 into 2, which is 0.75 on both sides. After drawing out the side curve, go ahead and mark for the middle part. We mark 90 degrees as shown and connect the lines of our curved side. This will create another armhole. But don't you worry, by the time we sew, the side front will match with the middle part. And after this, we'll mark out our measurements. The bust is 1144, which is 11. When you divide it by 4, then you add 2.5 or 3 inches max as our allowance. You take your under bust reading too. You calculate in your dart. Now I forgot to mark the other ½ inch allowance I marked for the dart. So after that, I try to smoothen the ½ inch allowance for the dart. You should avoid sharp edges. Then I mark or calculate the allowance of my dart, mark it, and then I add my allowance to it. I'll do the same thing at the half length too. and also for the trimming allowance. I factored in my dots and the allowance. I transferred my measurement, the bust point measurement, to my armhole line. So yeah folks, this is what we have. The Princess Dot Bustier. So I'll go ahead and cut. So you see it's easy. So if this video has been helpful, please like, share, subscribe.